up your YouTube, search for Stukeley Meadows, watch on your big screen.
Or another device if you're at home.
Get yourself comfy, this could take a while. What a happy scene. Something new every day for your long-term memory. This is so exciting, it is nearly time for a Stukeley assembly. Good morning or good afternoon everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday reading assembly. For each other we, every day we, to improve we, together we will. Every single Stukeley day we focus on. Our Stukeley motto is, our Stukeley curriculum is, our Stukeley plan for home learning is. 4 words that make the magic happen. Yes, they do. Hello everyone. I'm really excited to get into our brand new reading book for the second time, Shakespeare's Macbeth. But before that, I've got a brand new little author warm-up for you, a brand new little game. It's called Dickens or Dahl. I'm now going to give you some information. It might be about Dickens, it might be about Dahl. If you think it's about Charles Dickens, stand up. If you think it's about Roald Dahl, sit down. Dickens, stand up. Dahl, sit down. Are you ready? It's going to be a great game. And my battery power, my power on my phone is not much, so I need to be quick. Right, here is our Dickens or Dahl, Dickens or Dahl. Okay, the first one is World War II. Stand up if you think that's Dickens, sit down if you think it's Dahl. Well done. Roald Dahl was a fighter pilot. He fought in World War II. It's a Dahl fact. Next one is a writing shed. Stand up if it's Dickens, sit down if it's Dahl. Well done. Roald Dahl had a writing shed, and that is where he did most of his work. Now I've got some words, I've got some phrases that we use in English in England. I've got butterfingers, the creeps, and flummoxed. I don't have the time or the battery power to explain them, but those 3 phrases which your adults, which your staff can explain, they are famous phrases in the English language. Dickens or Dahl? Stand up for Dickens, sit down for Dahl. Well, they are in fact words and phrases that Charles Dickens came up with. He invented them and they're now part of our English language. Superb. Next one, north. Stand up for Dickens, sit down for Dahl. Well done. Dickens slept and wrote facing north. Thought it was good luck for him. Next one, frumpet, grunion and pibbling. Frumpet, grunion, pibbling. Stand up for Dickens, sit down for Dahl. Well done. They are Roald Dahl-isms. They're Roald Dahl's made up words. 1812, come on! Stand up for Dickens, sit down for Dahl. Well done. It's the year that Dickens was born. Next one, I've got some book titles. Or have I? E.T. G.M.M.B. Stand up for Dickens, sit down for Dahl. Boom! SEO Trot, George's Marvellous Medicine and Boy. They're all Roald Dahl texts. Next one. Dickens or Dahl? Stand up for Dickens, sit down for Dahl. Yes. Grip the Raven. Just to stop, I hope that when people stand and sit you aren't fussing. I really hope that your teachers aren't asking you to be quiet. Nobody needs to talk. It's stand or sit. Dickens or Dahl? Stand or sit. No fussing, please. I get the idea. I get the impression that some of you are being a bit cheeky. Right, got some book titles. Well, you've probably worked out it's going to be the other author. Dickens or Dahl? That's right. Stand up. Oliver Twist, Great Expectations, David Copperfield. Right, I've got a car crash and almost losing his nose. stand up for Dickens, sit down for Dahl. It was in fact Roald Dahl who almost lost the end of his nose. Dickens had 10 children. Well done. And finally, 1916. You got it. The year that Dahl was born. There we go. Going to keep that for next time. Right, let's go straight into Macbeth because it is an absolute text. Right, Shakespeare. It was written as a play. This is the abridged version as a story. What happened last week? Well, last week, victory and defeat. King Duncan was in his castle in Dunsinane. He was waiting for his soldiers to come back. Then he heard news that Macbeth, what was Macbeth? Hang on. He was described as the general. So his general soldier, his main soldier Macbeth, had got them victory. He'd fought and killed the leader of the other side. King Duncan thought, this man is brilliant. I need to give him a reward for his bravery. While the king is saying this, go and tell Macbeth I'm going to reward him. He's going to be the Lord of Cawdor. That tells me I've got 10% left. I think we can probably do this. Anyway, chapter 2, the witches. As Macbeth is moving along on his horse, riding his horse with his friend Banquo, that's right. Macbeth and Banquo are riding through the mist. They come across the 3 witches. Hubble, Bubble, Toil and Trouble. Cauldron, Burn and something Bubble. I really need to double check this. But anyway, these 3 witches, these old ladies, are they described as witches here? Ugly hags. Basically tell them, they say, Macbeth, you are going to be Lord of Cawdor and the King of Scotland. And Macbeth doesn't know what they're talking about. But then they disappear. And Macbeth and Banquo look at each other and say, what was that? What is going on? And then they see this mysterious horseman comes through the mist. It's Lord Ross, and he says, you're going to be the Lord of Cawdor. And Macbeth and Banquo are like, whoa, this is incredible. And that's where the story finished until the next chapter. Murderous plans. It's going to get tough now, everyone. It's going to get really tough. In the tallest tower of Inverness Castle, Lady Macbeth was reading a letter from her husband. So now we're in a different part of Scotland. Lady Macbeth, Macbeth's wife, is in the castle reading a letter from her husband. Well, well, she read in the letter. 3 witches said that you would be king. She couldn't believe what Macbeth was telling her. But are you brave enough to make our dreams come true? She said to herself. And as she started to dream wonderful things, the door opened and in came her husband, Macbeth. Welcome home, husband, she said. He threw his sword and his helmet onto the floor and hugged his wife. She stepped back and looked into his eyes. My husband, if you are to be the King of Scotland, only one man stands in your way. Only one man is stopping you. And that is King Duncan. You know what you have to do. Oh, this is a big deal now. She's basically telling Macbeth to get rid of King Duncan, to kill him. Macbeth shut his eyes. Ever since he'd seen those witches, he had been thinking about killing Duncan. He didn't want to kill his friend. He did not want to kill the king. But the witches had put the idea in his head. The thought of murder filled him with dread. No, no, he said, turning away. I cannot kill the king. I will not do it. You coward, spat Lady Macbeth. This is your chance to be king. Everyone knows you deserve it. You are a general. What's more, King Duncan is coming to visit tonight. You know what you need to do. Macbeth thought again. He couldn't do it. Or could he? The thought of a glittering crown filled his heart with excitement and greed. So now Macbeth is really struggling with this. His mind is telling him he wants to become king and he needs to get rid of Duncan, but his heart is telling him no. Or is his heart telling him to kill and his head saying no? Who knows? He's going mad. Now we're going to start chapter 4 and then we're going to end it there. It's called Death in the Night. The great hall of Inverness Castle rang with music and laughter. At the end of the table, King Duncan chatted with Lady Macbeth. Meanwhile, Macbeth stood alone in the moonlit courtyard. His mind was made up. Duncan would die tonight. He just wished that it was over and done with. Slowly he walked back to the great hall, pacing and muttering to himself, praying that the hours would pass more quickly. At long last, Duncan and his lords went to bed, and the servants put out the torches. Silence filled the dark castle. Macbeth took a deep breath and wiped his sweaty brow. It was time. But as he got to the steps of Duncan's room, he stopped. His mind was playing tricks on him. He could see a dagger dripping with blood in front of him. Could it be real? He shook his head. Somebody was trying to stop him, or were they? He did not know. He clutched his own dagger and climbed the steps. The next morning, the castle woke to a terrible scream from Duncan's room. Someone had found him. He had been murdered. Everyone jumped out of bed and rushed to see what was happening. They soon found King Duncan. He was no longer alive. "Who did this?" thundered Macbeth. No one had an answer. Only Macbeth knew the truth, and he kept it to himself. In silence, the lords stared at their dead king. Oh, so Macbeth has done it, but has he gotten away with it? Will they find out it was him? Problem though, Macbeth was with some of his friends when he was told you're going to become king. So will people work at... Okay, it's time for Cheerboo Song or Silence. It's an apology from me. I went to go in the hall. Slimming World were in there getting set up. I couldn't go in. So I've already played you the best Cheerboo Song or Silence ever, Mrs. Matthews. Last week I played you the second best one ever, Mr. Smith. This is the sixth voted best ever Cheerboo Song or Silence. Check it out. Will they get to cheer or will they get to boo? With either one there must not be violence. They may well get a song, but it will not last that long. We really hope they do not get silence. Here we go again. We are breaking new ground here. Behind the curtain, I have Oak Class, Year 6 Oak Class. This is the first time we've ever had more than one person do Cheerboo Song or Silence. They won the opportunity because most of the class went on Times Tables Rock Stars and they were triumphant. Hang on, that's the other show. Anyway, I wonder if they've got a cheer, a boo, a song or silence. What do you think? The whole class is getting the same thing. Ho, 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 it's going to be great. Right, everyone, let's find out. Out you come, Year 6, Oka! I even had to turn the camera a little bit to celebrate. What a moment for Oak class. I'm not sure they'll ever get that sensation again. See you next time on Cheer, Boo, Song or Silence. Oh, a great moment for Oak class. But now's a good time to wonder. I wonder what the audience reaction would be if the other Year 6 class were watching it. Would they cheer, boo, song or silence? What do you think? Let's find out. Will they get to cheer or will they get to boo? With either one there must not be violence. They may well get a song, but it will not last that long. We really hope they do not get silence. I told you it was a good one. I really hope I can get a brand new one in next week. I really hope I can do that. Right, everyone. Happy birthdays coming right up. Hey, 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 it's time to say we've got a Stukeley birthday. Hey, 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 it's time to say we've got a Stukeley birthday. Oh, come on! Oh, yes, we got a birthday today. It's a great one. They're always great. Happy birthday to Emily in Year 2. Emily, I hope you've had a great start to your Wednesday, your birthday. You're having fun in Year 2 with your friends, and your families have had all kinds of fun already, and you've got more to come. Have a great day, Emily. Let's finish with everyday knowledge for you. And we are learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, everyday knowledge for you. And we are learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, everyday knowledge for you. In which year was the gunpowder plot? 1605, well done. In which year did the England men win the World Cup? 1966. Who scored a hat-trick in the final? Jeff Hurst, well done. And do you know, they beat West Germany in the final. They beat West Germany in the final, and Jeff Hurst scored 3 goals. Okay, remember that one. In which year was the Great Fire of London? That's right, 1666. Which battle was in 1066? Hastings. Brilliant, everybody who got that right. Which battle was in 1314? Oh, I tell you what. Bannockburn, well done all of you who got that right. Okay, and what year was Charles Dickens born? Yes, 1812. Oh, and who was born, we just learned, in 1916? Roald Dahl, correct. Just going to move over here. Yeah, just going to swerve over here. Let's have a look at our map of the United Kingdom. We know we've got an extra country there. There we go. Right, I need you to give me countries 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, please. Country 5, not in the United Kingdom. Okay, well done. It was Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, England and the Republic of Ireland. Now, I'm not going to do capital cities and I'm not going to do bodies of water. What I am going to do is lose that map, and here is a map of Europe. Europe is a continent. It's a large group of countries that are in a part of the world, on a part of the globe, and these countries are in Europe. I'm going to show you one. Well, first of all, hopefully you can see the United Kingdom. You can see countries 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the Republic of Ireland is number 5. But can you see country number 6? That country, lots of you will know, is France. So, what country is number 6? France. Well done. That's it for today. See you next time.